Taking you back in time slightly with the beautiful sounds of Lilita. She performs to us inside the Red Location Museum, and these are some shots outside the museum. You can see the community waking up, catching trains, walking to wherever they have to go to. You can even see some of the school children making their way up that bridge, trying to get onto a train, make their way to school. These are some of the issues when you talk about municipal elections, whether it be housing, whether it be transport, whether it be anything that affects your day-to-day activity. That's what these elections are all about, and we are here in New Brighton Township taking a look at some of the issues that are affecting the community and in general the province here of the Eastern Cape as well. In fact, in a short while we will be crossing over to our reporter Janine Lee, who is with us here today. She'll be chatting to some of the community members to hear some of their grievances, and one of their grievances, I know they came out here, is saying that don't come out saying that this museum is open, because it is not open, because there is a disagreement between the community and the municipality. So there's still a 3-month waiting period before a proper conclusion can be reached, before the museum is open again to the public. So that's something they really want to get the message across. But we are very fortunate to be broadcasting from inside this magnificent museum, the second of its kind here in South Africa only, that shows the struggle of our fallen apartheid heroes, and some actually still living and doing their work through today. Now, let's focus again on elections, and let's talk to the IEC now. Now, you'll know that this is one of those hotspots, one of those places where everybody's waiting and watching very, very carefully to see which way the results go in terms of voting in this municipality. So let's take a look at some of the issues that are facing this particular province and metros. We're joined by Thami Mraji, who is the chair of the IEC here in the Eastern Cape. Thami, thank you very much for being with us. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning, and thank you.
Yeah. We're broadcasting just a day after the closure of the voters' roll. Where to from here? Well, actually, before I ask that, how did it all go? The run-up to yesterday, how did it go?
The run-up to yesterday went quite well. One of the reasons why it went so well is that the IEC has introduced something which is called online submission of candidates. So most of the big parties actually submitted their candidates online, which made it easier for the local offices. But the independent candidates and the parties which are registered at municipal level, they actually submitted their candidates at the MEO offices, that is our local offices. But the work was quite reduced in that respect. We had very few challenges as such.
In terms of where to from here, what happens now that the voters' roll is closed?
Now that the voters' roll is closed, I must say that for us as the Eastern Cape, we find that the certified voters' roll has more than 3.3 million registered voters, which shows that there's been an increase in the number of registered voters. We will now be moving on to according to the election timetable, there will be the special votes, applications for special votes, and we are also having other projects that we're working on, projects like the training of staff, which is going to work at the voting stations, the training of party agents who are also going to be deployed there, and the security staff. We are also doing voter education, and especially focusing on balloting education, which is basically a voter education which tells people about ballot papers, how to vote, focusing on the voting process so that we can make sure that there are not going to be many spoiled ballots. We are trying to eliminate spoiled ballots because, you know, every ballot is supposed to count. It's actually a travesty if you vote and your ballot does not count.
That is the worst thing that can happen to a voter.
Yeah.
In terms of the actual province, let's break it down. How many municipalities are we looking at in terms of the districts, and really the major issues that you'll be looking at? Because I know that this is one of the hotspots, and it's going to be a very, very highly contested province.
Well, the Eastern Cape has 2 metros, Nelson Mandela Bay Metro and Buffalo City Metro. There are 31 local municipalities and 6 district municipalities. We have 705 wards in the province, and 4,699 voting stations where voting is going to take place on the 3rd of August. So we are planning all the infrastructure for those voting stations and all the resources, and I must say that in some areas we have challenges with some of the voting stations where we have voting stations, more than 600 without electricity, more than 300 without water, and almost 200 without any ablution facilities. But we are working on those as the IEC to provide provisional resources so that we have everything in place on voting day. The other issue would be your access roads. We have challenges with access roads to the voting stations. More than 50 voting stations will actually not be accessible if it rains on voting day. So we are planning, making contingency plans for all those issues, those challenges that we are expecting for the elections.
All right. Let's leave it there, and we wish you the best of luck going into these elections. Just quickly, how many independent candidates have you got? Because we always focus on the big parties. Independents?
Well, we will know when the process has been finalized. It was finalized yesterday, but the figures have not come out, so I'm sure we will know, and the IEC will issue the figures as soon as they have finalized them.
Okay, let's leave it there. Thank you for talking to us here on the program. Thami Mraji, who is the chair of the IEC here in the Eastern Cape, talking to us about some of the issues and the readiness of the IEC and those challenges facing them when it comes August the 3rd. All right, back to the Johannesburg studio where Valen is holding down the fort for us, or as everybody likes to call you, Nkosazana. Let's get that sporting update from you. It's over to you.